Hello guys and welcome back to another stream. I don't know if you guys saw today, if you're watching live with me on Twitch, I uploaded a top 5 video with what I deem the top 5 decks from Standard. And so if you want an explanation of the Blacephalon deck, definitely refer to that video. It's the latest one posted on my YouTube channel. But if you've already watched it or if you already know how the deck works, well, today's stream will just be us jumping directly into some games rather than explaining each deck. And once again, if you want an explanation for the deck or you want to take a look at the list, definitely refer to the video I uploaded earlier. And so I will call a coin flip. We will lose it. I would imagine we're up against Zapdos Jirachi, at the very least. Jirachi with lightning Pokemon, of course, based on the deck box, and we'll have to see how this goes. And Jedi, thank you so much for watching the video. Yeah, my opponent starts CV, so Jolteon, Zapdos, Jirachi, perhaps even Pikarom, we're not sure, but at the very least Jolteon and Zapdos are making an appearance. So this should be an interesting match. Now my opponent does Lillie for 4. Not too impressive, but not bad either. Really sucks that we can't burst GX on turn 1. That's usually really good way to start the price trade-off against the lightning type decks. So unless I top deck a fire energy, I probably won't end up doing that. And Doc Reed indeed, quite a late stream tonight. I'm trying out some new settings, and I my last stream, which I did on Friday morning, the audio, well, the last few streams, the audio is always out of sync when I try to I'm gonna discard these two when I try to upload the videos. So I was really disappointed in that, so I'm trying out something new so that hopefully I won't have any issues with the uploads moving forward. And so we get a decent-ish hand. I do believe I'm going to let loose after I establish this second Poipole. No need to go for the eye opener. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna lose the Poipole next turn, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and let loose, bring my opponent down from 7 to 4. That's why I didn't discard the Cynthia, and I don't get the best combination of cards. However, I do find another Poipole, which is pretty key. I already discarded one Naganadel though, so I might end up just discarding whatever I have, plus a hit factor, because I do have a chance to KO the Jolteon GX and get ahead in the price trade-off, which is pretty nice. So yeah, late-ish stream. We're just gonna be playing a few games, probably like 2 or 3 with each deck. We'll see. My opponent does grab a Guzma, so we'll see what he goes after here. He might just go after a Poipole with a Zapdos. That would make a lot of sense. And no, he's just gonna go ahead and retreat. So, I mean, that also makes sense, right? That definitely also makes sense. So what I think I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna go ahead and burst GX, not give my opponent the easy retreat. And okay, so I will go ahead and Ultra Space. My Lele is actually prized, and so is my other Marshadow. What? Wow, that is so bad. Oh. Thank you so much for the follow, Aaron baby. Yeah, my Lele's being prized is actually awful. My Lele and my other Marshadow. So I was just planning, wow, this is awful. Really, really awful. I was just planning on, yep, there's a let loose Marshadow. Wow, so now we're dead drawing. Now we are actually dead drawing. I was planning on using let loose or Lele for a few new cards. I could have Lillie for 6 or Cynthia for 6, whatever, but virtually that's not going to be the case. And just like right off the bat, I know that I'm not going to win this game. Like, I'm way too far behind here. I had no energy in the discard pile. I don't have another Blacephalon established. I might just get KO'd here by the Blacephalon, or rather by the Jolteon. My opponent might Guzma KO a Naganadel that would activate Beast Ring, so as long as I top deck a fire, then maybe I can do something. Or a draw supporter, right? So we see the other switch, we see the Zapdos, and my opponent's just gonna go for the Thunderous Assault here. Not too bad at all for sure. There's the Lightning, there's the Thunderous Assault for 80. We know he's holding an Electro Power, but that's basically all we know. And now we are done here. We are definitely done. There's no coming back from this situation. Just whiffing hugely. Any energy even would have been a way to draw out of this, but just no chance. No chance at all. This actually happened to me in a cup against Alex Szymanski the other day. Okay, so my opponent trying to kind of play around Beast Ring. Interesting decision to bring up the Blacephalon there. Hello Ruben, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Perhaps this later stream will be good with your time so that you're not at work. Hello Alan, thank you so much for being here. And yep, we see the retreat. Are we gonna see an Electro Bullet? Yeah, just an Electro Bullet, interesting. So really trying to play around Beast Ring. Yeah. Still nothing. Thank you so much, the Alaskan Hero, for resubscribing 1 whole year. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. We're still not getting anywhere here. I feel like I should at least try and establish a Alolan Muk that might stop my opponent just a little bit. But we're literally not doing everything. And Pokemon King, thank you so much for your kind words. Very kind. And Rafa, Ruben, thank you so much for the 500 bits. Very kind of you. Leoncio, here we go again indeed in standard. My opponent reads that I do have the potential for Muk, so immediately goes after the Ditto. He had already exhausted a Guzma and he hasn't been thinning too much. There's another Guzma, so never mind. Yeah, so my opponent will activate Beast Ring, but by now he knows how badly I'm dead drawing to the point where he probably doesn't need to worry about it at all. Yeah, my Pokemon are also super damaged. The GX attack from Jolteon is gonna be difficult to bypass. He only has a Guzma. So, okay. So let's do this. Let's grab the Blacephalon to thin. And then we'll go ahead and do this. And okay, so the Beast can be helpful. And I definitely should thin these two cards. Not gonna need a third Blacephalon. There's no, like, we're in a really bad spot here. Not gonna lie, we're in a really bad spot. And this is just icing on the cake. Now we have all our energy, sure. But how is that even remotely useful? I'll go ahead and discard another. And it all comes down to us prizing both the second Marshadow and the second Lele and dead drawing and not drawing a fire. So everything that could go wrong did end up going wrong in this matchup. I definitely wouldn't mind a second let loose to get rid of my opponent's resources that he currently has in his hand. And we're even... I shouldn't discard the Beast because of the silly bug. So I have to get rid of 3 energy. And Ruben, thank you so much for the extra M&Ms. Very kind of you. Thank you so much for the M&Ms. Always appreciated. We got a Beast Ring. Not gonna matter anymore. Definitely not gonna matter here. And Sticky Nuggets. I guess Arrow's pretty good. I used to watch it. Ada, thank you so much for the follow. I used to watch Arrow quite a bit, but I stopped watching it a while ago. Just life got too busy. Okay, so I guess my opponent is figuring out what he wants to do. He's gonna go ahead and Volkner. He's gonna take down my Blacephalon. and then deactivate Beast Ring. I won't even be able to get a knockout without investing too many energies. The only way I could do this would be with a Guzma KO and Jolteon. That would even up the price trade and perhaps give me a chance. My opponent has his own Beast Ring, which is surprising. And well, oh yeah, I only needed 2. That was silly. I was thinking about the Beast Energy. Duh. Yeah, I only needed 2. Oops. Yeah, like I'm caught up until the last season, I believe. Okay, so my opponent KOs me with Jolteon. So if I top deck a Guzma, it might not be the worst situation. Or if I can find a Guzma off of this Heat Factory, and I do indeed find a Guzma. So I think I go after the Jirachi here. I don't think there's a way for me to win the game, but yeah, I have 1 less energy than I should have. Oops. Yeah, Onion Frank, I know, right? Whole skill. Now we have all the Beast Rings in our hand. Weapon just needs to power up with Electro Bars. He has played 0 Electro Bars so far. We know he has 1 from a previous Jirachi. We know he has a Volkner. There's a Thunder Mountain. So, I mean, I would be very surprised if my opponent can't just win here. Yeah, with the Coco, he can just win, so it's fine. I mean, this is a bad matchup no matter what, but the way we drew in the early game just made it impossible for us to win. Pastera, what's the next event? Hola, Henry. Hola, Trey. Our next event, well, my next event is a special event this weekend in El Salvador. I leave for that on Friday. So that's going to be my next big event. And then after that, it is Denver indeed. So we get a mulligan. We are going first, which is nice. Pokemon King, what's my personal favorite for the top 5 decks? If you watch the video, you would see that I mentioned Pikarom is definitely my favorite choice. Pikarom is by far my favorite deck combined with Zapdos. I think it's very solid, very powerful, and I really, really do like it. Okay, so my opponent gets the extra card from the mulligan. That reveals that he does have 1 more Pokemon in his hand, presumably. And then, no matter what, I think the right decision is to go for Let Loose here. Noctis, thank you so much for the follow. 1 Let Loose is priced. And, I mean, I do have the Lillie, right? So I could just play it safe and establish a Poipole and then Lillie for 5. Maybe that's better. Okay, so how many supporters did I prize? 1 Lillie is prized. I do have access to Lele. Well, I did give my opponent a mulligan. He goes from 7 to 4. I think that's worth it. And I didn't prize any Naganadel, so I am going to get rid of the Naganadel and I will find a Poipole here. When is Denver? Denver is on April 6 and 7 indeed. I will be going to the Cancun special event as well for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna let loose. Why not? Great food there. Okay. I'm looking forward to that. I definitely, I've never tried Salvadorian food. But yeah, I will definitely be in the Cancun special event. I will go ahead and Ultra Ball the Fire and the Lillie. Lillie will probably not be a supporter I play in my next turns. Either Cynthia or Erika seems better. And then we will finally pass. So pretty solid start. Pretty solid start. And we might have made my opponent's hand miserable, or that's what we're hoping for. The Erika's, it's like he got a Lillie, so it's not terrible. We are up against Malamar with Spell Tag, surprisingly. But this might be all that my opponent has, which definitely makes me happy, right? Just attach, I go for Cynthia. What's good food in El Salvador, Trey? Can you tell us a little bit about that? Energy onto the Ditto. I bet it didn't go for Let Loose with that Mysterious Treasure, which is surprising. I could be greedy here and then Ultra Ball away the 2 fires. I think it might be worth it, because if I'm gonna fight a non-GX deck, then I'm gonna need quite a bit here. Establishing the Ditto seems good, because if this is Ultra Malamar, I mean, if this is Malamar with a lot of Giratina spam, then establishing Muk is going to be important to stop the Giratinas from just coming back. And I do find a fire, which is what I was looking for. Mysterious Treasure, definitely going to search for. The Naganadel, though, now I think about it, I just made myself that draw, and I don't have the Muk, so maybe I should have held on to that. Maybe I mean, my opponent doesn't have a very threatening board at all. Definitely doesn't have a very threatening board at all. And then I'll just get rid of the energy from the Naganadel. Get a prize. No need to find another energy to attack next turn. The Beast Energy is definitely making a very big difference. Oh, oops. Oopsies. Charmanky, thanks so much for the follow. Okay, Mysterious Treasure from the prize is pretty good. Papusas, okay. Yeah, I mean, hopefully that's okay. Shouldn't be the end of the world, but that was very silly. I literally searched for a prize to give to my opponent. So that was not my smartest move for sure. Not my smartest move. But anyways, we'll manage. We'll definitely manage. So we see the Cynthia, another Inkay established. Generally my opponent, yeah, he's gonna try to put me to sleep, which is not ideal, but also not the worst thing. If we flip heads, I think I just eliminate the Inkay. It also gets rid of an energy. If my opponent ends up, okay, there's the Giratina. There's the Giratina we were talking about. No Muk for us because I'm not running the Grimer. And he gets to discard the Giratina. So the Marshadow is going to be a good prize for him. Okay, and now we know he has the Dawn Wings. So now I think I definitely go after the Malamar. Because we know he has Dawn Wings. His other card, probably a supporter. Right? I think using Psychic Recharge here would be a mistake. Unless he benches the thing. But no, he does use the Psychic Recharge, so now it's going to be harder for him to pull this off. And then we don't wake up, but that's fine. That is fine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and charging up. Yeah, and then I'm going to Guzma KO the Malamar. I think that's the right course of action. With this energy that I did top deck. So I'll attach it and then I'll retreat. And then I will Mind Blown that I need to get rid of 2 fires, right? That's 130, but if I only get rid of 1, then it's 80, so it's not enough. Just making sure I don't misclick like in the previous game. It's been a while since I played Blacephalon. Onion Frank, I do have my invite already. I actually have 3 invites worth of points in Latin America. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, the other card was probably the Cynthia. I have over 750 championship points, but I am trying to secure my top 8 spot for Latin America so that I get a day to invite to Worlds. So that is why I still need to go to a bunch of events. So this time we do wake up. That's pretty nice. I even top deck a fire. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't want to risk missing this KO. Yeah, missing this KO would be huge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the energy. And then I am getting rid of a Beast Ring that could come back to hurt me. But that is why I'm going to Lillie this turn, not Cynthia. Because next turn, what I will want is probably to Beast Ring onto a Blacephalon. So why get rid of the Beast Ring? Like if I Cynthia for 6 and see a Beast Ring, I'm gonna be pretty happy. So might as well just do it now. Yeah, might as well do it now. I mean, do the Lillie and already have the Beast Ring ready to go. Yeah, so the bad part here is that I do not have a Guzma in order to counter the Dawn Wings. Yeah, that's gonna be the biggest issue here. That is going to be by far the biggest issue. So I am going to Mind Blown. What card? Which energy? Probably this fire. I would, if this was a real game, I would be using the Beast, but because of the silly bugs on PTCGO, I actually cannot get rid of the Beast because I would not get the extra damage. No, Onion Frank, I live in Mexico City. I live in Mexico City, so nowhere in the United States. Okay, so the Lele coming down is pretty decent for us. We are going to get judged. My opponent doesn't know that we don't have a Guzma. Now we're going to get another chance at finding Guzma. And we do find it, so pretty lucky. They judge. I mean, my opponent doesn't know, right? I think that's the right play. And wow, he doesn't even get the Malamar going. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and discard this. And then I finally find another Naganadel. However, I did not find an energy. So I think this turn I'm just gonna Burst GX, right? This is a turn where I finally used Burst GX. That's why it was fine to get rid of the energy. Eliminating Inkay was pretty good. Also because it was putting me to sleep. And eliminating the Malamar, that was the keyest the keyest turn. Eliminating the Malamar was definitely the best thing that I ended up doing this game. And I have triple Beast Rings. So I have all my Beast Rings in my hand. I even have the Guzma. So once my opponent knocks me out with the Dawnwings, all I need to do is Beast Ring, Guzma, KO Lele, and that will be game. So I put in Ultras for Jirachi instead of Malamar, surprisingly enough. Goes for a switch. Really looking for a draw supporter here, I imagine. Does find a Lillie for 6, pretty nice. Hello Guzma, how are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by. And there's a Lillie for 6. Any energy works for my opponent. The stadium already served its purpose. My opponent doesn't know it, but we already have the game won. So 1-1 with Blacephalon. Dawnwings is usually what puts Malamar ahead in the Blacephalon matchup. Yep. Yeah, so the Dawnwings is what usually puts Ultra Necrozma in front in the Blacephalon matchup. Like, if you can do that without to go down from like 4 to 3, from 4 to 2 prizes, and you don't have a GX on your bench, then that's when you usually end up winning the game. Yeah, because even if they Guzma around it, then they can't get 2 prizes, and therefore they lose. And then here I just need to get rid of all my energy, and we get the knockout. Okay. Perfect. So let's play a third game with Blacephalon. But yeah, Dawnwings, I love the Ultra Malamar list, ended up dropping Dawnwings lately, and that's why Blacephalon has been doing pretty decently. Yeah. Guzma, what is the big announcement? The big announcement was the Invitational. That was a big announcement. Well, and there's another, I guess, big announcement, but that will only be revealed until the day of the stream. No, Dolphinite, hello, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Iberserk as well. Hi, how are you doing? Okay, so we're up against Zoroark, which, well, I'm assuming based on this Alolan Grimer, which is usually a pretty good matchup for the deck. The Pokemon Communication, I think, more than anything confirms Zoroark. The Zorua definitely does. And wow, now you don't get to see what your opponent puts back. That's weird. Leoncio, thank you so much for subscribing. Very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Okay, so definitely gonna Ultra Space here. No point in using Let Loose, honestly, at this point. My Poipole is definitely gonna survive this upcoming turn, so I'm just gonna go ahead and Cynthia. Not Dolphinite. I think one of the best decks to grind is, or should be, the Garchomp Lucario theme deck, or the Charizard theme deck for theme deck tournaments and stuff. That could be a good starting point. So we see the Ultra Ball, discarding another communication and a Guzma. So we actually didn't get any information from the Pokemon Communication. That's just really poor programming from the people that make the game. Really, really poor programming. But oh well. So there's the Cynthia. Makes sense. You've been getting bored of Zoroark. Okay. Telly, thoughts on Plume for Denver? Seems to be favored against everything in your top 5 decks except for Pikarom. I'm a senior too, so kids won't play optimally against it. Yeah, Telly, like, Vileplume could be a decent choice for Denver. The issue is that, for example, at least in in seniors it's different, right? But I would expect all the Lightning decks at this point, or most of them, to be playing 1/1 Jolteon. You know, like the 1/1 Jolteon could easily fit into the Zapdos deck that I posted. What else? The Pikarom list, obviously pretty difficult. Zoroark, if they have Oranguru, then it's gonna be a bit problematic, right? And then I should draw cards first. I should search for a Naganadel first. No, I should draw cards first. So I mean, I'm personally not a big fan of mill decks, and that's why I feel like, and that's why I definitely, like, I personally wouldn't recommend it. But if you really want, I think I can do this. If you really want to play it, then on paper, yeah, Plume seems like it'll give you a lot of auto wins, right? But that's the thing, like, when you play something like Vileplume, you're trying to win by your opponent just not having a direct counter. If they have a direct counter, then you immediately lose. And that's what I don't like about that sort of deck. Like, if they have the counter, you have a 0% chance to win. If they don't, then you have a 100%. But it's not like other decks where you have a 50-50 and you always have a fighting chance. Yeah, so that would be my issue. So based on what my opponent currently has, and the fact that I don't have an energy in my hand, I am going to discard from the bench to keep the active powered up. Now, what could happen is that my opponent goes Lycanroc, counter gain fighting, and knocks me out. So I probably should not have benched that Blacephalon, but the Zorua promotion indicates that that will not be the case. Irisberg, you got an expanded cup. What do you think you should play? You can play everything but Pikaroms and Jirachi decks. Archie's Blastoise, I think, is a fun time. Gross meta, yeah. There's 2 videos on my channel in case you want to watch that to find out more information. Okay, so there is a Lycanroc, so there was a potential for that. My opponent evolves into Muk to try and prevent perhaps a Lele drop for a Tapu Lele for Guzma. Little does he know that we already have the Guzma in our hands. I do not find another energy yet, right? Yet being the keyword. So I think I'm gonna bench this, and then I will play the energy switch, right, onto this guy. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Well, it kind of does, but I mean, here's what I'm thinking. Like, I'd rather take the KO on this Zorua and let him get a KO with Lycanroc, because then that activates Beast Ring, right? Whereas, and I mean, I could just GX, honestly. I think it's just better to KO the Zorua and then let him get a knockout. And I mean, I was expecting to have some Beast Rings in my hand at this point. He could end up having Judge, so I will go ahead and thin. One last time. Definitely don't need a 4th Blacephalon here. So I will get the Naganadel. So I was hoping to find Beast Ring here. Now I could be in trouble. So, I think I'm actually gonna burst GX because I did not find Beast Rings. Okay, and I get an energy. That's pretty sick. Okay, so now I'm definitely in a better spot where I can just Guzma KO the Lycanroc if I want to. You play the Lugia so you can Lost on their Jolteon and then set up your Plune. I mean, that seems like a good way to deal with, yeah, but I think that's very optimistic. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit, because you need the Lugia, the counter gain, the DC to do that, and then you're gonna take 2 prizes, and then you need to not have something else benched because otherwise you can Guzma and tackle GX KO whatever's benched and the Vileplume. So with the amount of pressure that they apply, are you really going to be able to pull all of that off? I mean, I'm not a fan of stall decks. I don't know how likely that is, but I would expect it not to be too likely. Okay, now this is just getting ridiculous. I will go ahead and attach here. Then I will go ahead and ultra away these two. And then fail this. And then I will go ahead. Oh, I can Lillie. Well, it doesn't matter. I will charging up here. Yeah, I should Lillie for 2. I can't believe I haven't found any Beast Rings. There we are. There's the Beast Ring. So I just take the KO on the Zoro, right? I don't care about Lycanroc. I want my opponent to activate Beast Ring. So I will get rid of 1, 2. Not this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, yeah, 4. This works. Wait, this one is 1 energy away, and then whichever of these 2 goes down, I can just recall. Oh, I was missing. Whoops. Oopsies. Wow, that's a big. That's why I needed to get rid of the beast. Jeez, that's the second time I've made a mistake. That is the second time I've made such a mistake. It's no big deal. We're still gonna win this game, but that was very silly. That was very silly. That was very silly. Did I once play a Sylveon Milk Control deck and do well with it? Yes, I did. That is correct. The reason I played that was in order to like challenge myself. Yeah, to play something out of my comfort zone. But definitely it's not something I particularly enjoy doing for a whole day. Okay, so I need to leave each of these with 2 energy because I actually don't have any energy left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13, and then 14. So I have 2 energies prized, so I should be getting 1 here, which is fine. Math is the counter to this deck indeed. It's fine though. I'm still gonna win here. That was just like, it just means I take 1 more turn to win. Whoopsies. I'm playing all these cards just to make sure I thin enough. I'll grab the Lele, although it doesn't matter. And then, okay, let's not do complicated maths today. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That is enough because of the Beast Energy boost. I am not messing this up again. There we go. How to counter Blacephalon? Make your opponent forget how to do maths. Oopsies. Yeah, Telly. I mean, on paper, you could hit the right matchups and things would play out nicely. But I personally am not a fan, and I think it's just way too idealistic. Because if they take the KO, like, you need to set up 1 Vileplume for them to bring out the Jolteon. And then when they KO you with... When you do the Lugia thing, you get rid of the Jolteon, but then you also need another Vileplume. So are you really going to have all of that and like go beyond the first few turns and the early pressure that they apply, not to mention the probable like consistent Guzmas to hunt down the Odysseus. That's what makes it a bit iffy for me. Okay, so my opponent gets rid of an energy, only hits me for 110. However, we do have Guzma for game. I'm not gonna mess this up. I'm definitely not going to mess this up. So let's just mind blown for all the energies and be done with it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So there's a victory, pretty cool. We do get a gift or something, and then that will be all for Blacephalon. So if you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. If you are here with me on Twitch, don't go anywhere. I will be right back in just a second. We're gonna play the next deck in the list, which is the Pikachu Zekrom Zapdos list with Jirachis and whatnot. Hopefully that ends up working out nicely for us, gets us a few more wins for our win streak. And so don't go anywhere, guys, just a quick break and I'll be right back.